Hello gamers from around the world, this is Archimedes, the video game enthusiast from Germany, with a video on a lot of Game Pass and Xcloud improvements that got announced over the last couple of days. I know that everyone is talking about MLB The Show coming to Game Pass day one, and yeah, that is a big announcement and we are definitely going to talk about it in this video, but there has been a lot of other announcements for Game Pass over the last couple of days as well that nobody seems to talk about. I know everyone is thinking about games when they think about Game Pass, but Game Pass Ultimate is also Xcloud, and we have got some amazing news for games in Xcloud as well. And I know that it's not really Game Pass related, but we also got the announcement of a mini fridge coming in the Xbox Series X design, and I can't believe that I'm talking about mini fridges in one of my videos, but the reason why we get that mini fridge is actually quite interesting and a good example why Xbox seems to be doing all the right moves with Game Pass and their messaging around it. So there's a lot to talk about and I don't want to waste any more time, but I do have a favor to ask before we dive into all the announcements. If you watch this video and end up enjoying yourself, then please consider to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. This doesn't cost you anything, but it helps my channel more than you think, and I would greatly appreciate your support. But now let's have a look on the latest and greatest in Game Pass and Xcloud land. Definitely the big headline end of last week was MLB The Show is coming to Game Pass on its launch date on April 20th. Now, why is this such a big deal? Well, I have to be honest, I'm not remotely interested in the game itself because I don't even know the rules of baseball. That seems to be a sport that is mainly played in the US, and I just want to make that clear because I don't want to come across as a hypocrite. But the interesting thing for me is the implication that this game has on the gaming industry. We have talked a lot on this channel about Game Pass being probably the best next-gen feature out there and how Game Pass has changed and will change even more in the future the gaming landscape. Now, MLB The Show is a Sony developed game, and the game has been in the past a true PlayStation exclusive, and this game is now coming day and date into the subscription service from Xbox. So if you are a Game Pass subscriber, you can play the game at no additional charge on day one on your Xbox, while on the PlayStation you have to pay $70 or 80 euros accordingly. Now, isn't that a weird turn of events? We have heard for months and years now that PlayStation gamers are not interested in subscription services because, well, the games in such subscription services are bad or old, and games coming in there day one are Game Pass fodder and don't meet certain quality standards. This is what we have heard from critics of Game Pass for a long time now. However, over the last months we have seen that Game Pass is actually the best value in gaming right now. Just a couple of days ago, for instance, the AAA game Outriders launched day and date into Game Pass, so you can play it for free on this ecosystem, while on the PlayStation 5 you have to pay the full price. So talk about value there. And now the PlayStation exclusive game MLB The Show is coming at its launch day into the subscription service. And of course there's a lot of controversy around this. Why is Sony doing this? Why do gamers have to pay the full price for the game on the system whose company actually developed the game? Well, it doesn't come as a surprise that Sony has been, let's call it, a little disconnected to the fan base lately. I don't have the feeling that they really listen to the feedback of their fans, and the executives are not really in touch with their fan base either. And the best example for that is the aforementioned mini fridge. Twitter marketing has done a couple of polls over the last weeks to find out what is the most popular brand across Twitter, which brand has the most popular social media team, and this wasn't just gaming related, this was across all kinds of brands, and then the final poll was Xbox versus Skittles. And yes, Xbox won, and to celebrate they will now manufacture mini fridges in the design of the Xbox Series X, while PlayStation wasn't even nominated from Twitter to be part of this whole thing. Okay, I don't want to dive into mini fridges in this video, but it shows you just how well received the social media team and the Xbox brand is on Twitter, and that's mainly because the executives from Microsoft, namely head of Xbox Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg or Jason Reynolds, and of course Larry Herb and so on, are actually talking to the fans directly on social media, and that is something you can't really find right now on the Sony side. There seems to be a disconnect with the fans. Admittedly, there are a lot of fans defending basically every move that Sony makes, and I've said it before, the Xbox fan community seems to be more vocal when they want something to change in their ecosystem. But another question really is, why isn't Sony bringing MLB The Show into their own subscription service like PlayStation Now? This could be a big push for their subscriber base, but it also could be a good test run to see if a game is sustainable and profitable when it launches day and date into such a service. But at the moment it really feels like Sony is trying to hang on to the old and well-established established business models, but it seems like they are losing the focus on what gamers actually want, and that is not just great games, but also good value for their money. But enough about MLB The Show. What else has been announced for Xbox Game Pass? Well, it is no secret that Game Pass is not just a subscription service where you get to play more than 350 games right now, but also it allows you to use Xcloud, the game streaming service from Xbox that allows you to stream your games from the cloud to your phone or tablet. This is basically the handheld version for Xbox. I don't know about you, but I'm using Xcloud quite a lot when I just want to sit back and play on my phone, for instance while lying in bed. But the thing with Xcloud is actually that it is natively only supported on Android devices at the moment, because, well, we all know the Apple policies are not up to modern standards, and so it is difficult for Xbox to bring all the games that are playable via Xcloud to the iOS devices. But head of Xbox Phil Spencer spoke about iOS support on Twitter. When he was asked if iOS support for Xcloud is coming soon, he answered plain and simple, yes. So, good news for Apple users. Xcloud is coming to your devices, and we all know that PC via the browser is also getting Xcloud, and this is now just my speculation, but we know that Microsoft is in talks with certain TV manufacturers, so I expect some TVs getting an Xcloud app on TV directly, probably this year. But there's even more news for Game Pass/Xcloud users, and that is that backward compatibility is coming to Xcloud. So far, we were only able to play games via Xcloud from the Xbox One generation, but we all know that Microsoft is really doubling down on the backward compatibility program. On consoles, we get to play games from all Xbox generations. Some of them get automatically enhanced with auto HDR and frame rate boost, which makes the games look and run better than ever before. And last week, Xbox announced via Xbox Wire that backward compatible games are now finally coming to Xcloud, meaning that we get to play now games from the Xbox 360 generation via the streaming service. Of course, we won't get to play the full library right away. They start with 16 titles, and as you can see, there are quite some good ones in there. Games like Fable 2 or the Gears of War series are really good, and this is a great start, and it shows you just how much Xbox cares for game preservation of older games, by not only allowing us to play these legacy games on the consoles, but now also wherever we want via Xcloud. And this just shows you how serious Xbox is taking Xcloud. They are constantly expanding the possibilities where you get to play your games. We can now play on Android devices, soon on iOS devices. Of course, we can play on PC, a smart TV app is probably coming really soon, and it is only a matter of time before we can play on our smart refrigerator, our smart washing machine, and if they will be available, a smart lawnmower. And all of this just tells you how much Microsoft is trying to offer the gamers more options. The option to play on console, on PC, on mobile, and not just a handful of games, but games from all generations. But with that, I want to come to an end of today's video. Xbox really has shown that they try to win gamers over by offering them great value in their ecosystem. Xcloud is a fantastic addition to the traditional consoles that is offered to Game Pass Ultimate subscribers at no additional cost. They constantly try to add value to Game Pass by adding not just AAA games like Outriders Day and Date into the service, but now they also try to bring formerly PlayStation exclusives games into the subscription service. And I do have to say that I really appreciate that approach to gaming, because it brings me, the gamer, an actual benefit. I see Sony is trying to win customers over by offering exclusive content, but this just doesn't seem modern anymore. They spend a lot of money to bring games like, for instance, Final Fantasy 16 exclusively to their platform. But for me, as a PlayStation gamer, I don't have an actual benefit if a game is only available on my platform or can be played, for instance, on the Xbox. But Xbox is doing it differently. They just add value to me as a gamer. They spend the money not to make third-party games exclusive to their ecosystem, but to bring them day and date into Game Pass. This way, I as a gamer don't have to pay a full price for a game, which actually benefits me, as in comparison to second or third-party exclusive deals. So we will see if during this generation Sony will actually listen to the fan base and try to bring a similar service to their customers. Fingers crossed, cause I would love to have such a customer-friendly service on PlayStation as well. But for now, I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did so, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, and consider sharing this out to other gamers. I would greatly appreciate it. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the latest Game Pass announcements? Are you using Xcloud on your devices? And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching, I see you the next time, and game on!